Welcome back to the Forza Motorsport Community Australia Bathurst 1000 for 2016. We're here for the final 40 laps to tick off. I'm Jeff Tate, and joining me in commentary today is David Hawkins. How you going, David?
Good, going well, and how's yourself?
Good, thanks, mate. Looking forward to closing off what's already been a long race, but still quite a few laps ahead.
Yeah, we've done a hell of a lot of laps, and I'm looking to close these last few ones out with some really good racing. Hasn't been many safety cars either, which has made for some really fast, clean racing.
Yeah, actually, it's quite a long period. We've 3 safety cars earlier on in the race, but we haven't had any leading up to anything beyond the half-distance mark. So hoping for a nice clean run to the end.
Exactly. We're on here with a ton of fun in the Mercedes, teamed up with Mitch, and they've been running reasonably well. Not overly pleased with their car setup at the moment, unfortunately, and Brad's carrying that sentiment from Mitch, but hopefully they'll be able to make themselves a decent run here and come home with a good position.
And we've seen Brad and Mitch teamed up together at the V8X DBS series. And they've battled with the Commodore through the season, and hasn't always been to their liking. So if anyone can carry a car, I'm sure a ton of fun.
Exactly. So in first place we do have Bangers as well, and he had a good 4-second lead on the field. So they're enjoying a nice bit of clean air out there, and at the moment we're looking at SevenSided, who's on a charge to catch a ton of fun, and looking like he probably will with the speed he's taking.
Yeah, so definitely moving along nicely there. So he's taken over the car at the last stop from Sipheren from 3rd place, and as I said, Banger's out in front, did a great job. TurboXR handed over to him at half distance during the race, and he carried that forwards and finished the last stint up front, and he's enjoying that lead at the moment.
Yeah, it's a very good run.
So it's just the onboard lap here. You can follow the 7 Esports Falcon around. Glorious lap of the mount.
Should be nice. It's their first year at the mountain, this team, and having a very good run.
Car definitely looks a little bit more comfortable than Ton of Fun's Mercedes that he's hunting around the front there. So see if he can get onto the back of him and make some more inroads towards later.
So SevenSided coming off the mountain there and really catching up on the back of Ton of Fun. I think the move will be on into the chase, I'd imagine.
Just having a look. It's going to take a bit of cooperation there, but Ton of Fun's left him room. Yeah, I think that's a sign that he's clearly not happy with that Mercedes. He didn't fight that at all.
Yeah, he moved well over.
So from the space, just could definitely fit a 3rd car between those two there.
I think he'll be focused on just doing some nice, clean, consistent laps and getting the best result possible.
Yeah, and that's showing a bit of experience there from Ton of Fun. You know, you can fight all you want, but if you're fighting a losing battle, sometimes it just ends up costing you more in the big picture. So probably a very sensible.
That's right. Taking a look at Holden Rock and Nugget, and a couple of guys doing really well, and they're in a bit of a nice battle here. Holden Rock is teamed up with Clay, and that was a late call, I believe. I think Ton of Fun Sorry, I think Tanner was going to be taking that role.
Yeah, that's right. Bizzo Tanner was originally on the entry list, but unable to make it, so Clay the Killer stepping up to fill his seat in the HRT Commodore. And what a great drive it's been. Putting the order up in the 5th place at the end of his driving in the last session.
It's a very good position, and yeah, I think they'll do well this race, and it looks like that's a very wild move there.
Yes, Lucky Nugget saw that one coming and just sidestepped a little bit. It's a hard spot to run side by side, but those two made it look fairly easy.
I think Holden Rock is on a bit of a mission here. He's definitely got some car pace, and yeah, right onto the back of a ton of fun already, and I can see that'll be another move he'll be looking to make as soon as possible.
Yeah, you can see the way he's applying pressure there. He's definitely got a bit of car speed in hand, and he quickly caught up. So just interesting to watch how easy or difficult Tunnelfun makes it to get past that AMG Mercedes. He feels like he can fight these guys, or it's best to stay focused on his own race.
Knowing Tunner, I'd imagine he'll try to make it as wide as he can, but I think he just won't have the pace over the Commodore here at this moment.
Definitely going to have a good draft down Conrod, which I think was right on the tail of the AMG Mercedes. It's no slouch in a straight line, but that's a big draft.
It is, yes, and he's looking for a good run into the chase, I'd imagine.
Yeah, this is the ideal place to make a move. You're going to make one, so he's probably already committed to it.
Ooh.
I think there was contact there, and that sent him off.
That is a wild ride. I think, yeah, he's lucky to have gotten away with that with no damage. Very, very committed.
Yes, and dropping back to 6th there as Wholesome swings past.
And here we are with Semper. And he is running up the field and smashing out some good lap times by the look of it, and trying to catch those leaders.
Yes, well, Semper has the fastest lap in the race at the moment, 2:05.0, so definitely showing he's got the speed, and there'll be more to show.
He's definitely no slouch, and we'll go on board with him here to show you some of his style. He maintains a lot of speed through corners and very smooth. Every last bit of the road gets used.
It's just slightly right at the apex there, but still carried a lot of speed regardless. And it's from this point here across the Forest Elbow that it's really been untouchable.
Yeah, across the top here and through all these windy parts are very, very fast. This Nissan seems to be real well hooked up to this track across the top here.
Yes, you can see he's already put in the custom order for one less driver mirror. I don't know if it's an aerodynamic improvement or just a sign of how hard he's pushing this car. So 9th position just a few laps ago. And it's probably where he's left his mirror on the previous lap, I'd imagine.
Yep, he don't need those mirrors.
No, he's only looking forwards, isn't he? So,
that's right.
Yeah, it was 9th position when he took over the car from Woody Wizard. And this car's been sort of backwards and forwards up and down the field. But Woody had a really clean run before he moved the car over. And I think Simple's been pretty happy with that to be able to take over the car running nicely.
Exactly, and he'll do some really, really fast laps here, I'd imagine, and we'll definitely see more of him as the race unfolds.
So can't be too far away from our first round of pit stops. So it'll be interesting to see who can get home from here on 2 more stops and who needs 3, because we've heard a bit of talk of the day has been fuel saving to stretch some of these things in.
It's going to be the talk, I think, and will really decide the factor of who's going to win the race, I'd imagine. So here we are on lap 13, and our leaders are in.
Famous stop, he's made 13, so he'll need 2 14-lap stints to bring that home, and 2 more to bring it home and 1 more stop.
It's been a good first run for him, though. He's maintained the lead and kept himself clean and out of trouble.
Yeah, he's getting very tidy. Okay, Nuggets gotten ahead of Holden Rocket somewhere there.
Back when they went off when Holden tried to get around for a ton of fun. Yeah.
Of course, so now...
He's definitely making back some ground.
Rocket's back on the side. Yep, so he's cleared wholesale.
He's looking to get past.
And there's Semper in the background.
Semper's in, yep. And there goes Holden Rocket. He's made up that spot on a charge again.
Okay, so nice forward. So Semper's made quite a few laps there. That's very interesting. So Nathan isn't as fast, but it's been fairly thirsty as well.
He's definitely done well though. He's not too far off the pack, to be honest. Given he's stopped.
Was that the race leader just coming out of the pits there? I think he's made a second stop.
I believe it was. Yes, he seems to have gone back in again.
No, I'm just hearing that there was an incident at Forest Elbow, and they had to pick and check the car for damage. So
that drops him back to 4th. It's not too bad, but yeah, it's a bit of a shame for him.
Yes. On the bright side, that'll let him get home fairly comfortably on one more stop to the flag, but yeah, that track position
had a bit of work though.
Yeah, definitely. So that puts 7 up into first place. And we think he's going to stretch that home on one more stop, and we'll probably take a little bit of saving.
It's looking like that's what he wants to do, I think.
Oh, a bit of a moment there coming down the S's. So 7's definitely pushing the car.
He's pushing. I think he knows Semper's back there somewhere, and he's trying to really put as much ground as he can on the field.
Okay, second round of stops. Holden Rocket has made it on target. He should be good to the end from here.
Yeah, that is really well done, and he'll be on for a good finish here if he can maintain that and have no more mistakes. We might actually go on board and have a go with the Commodore and see how he takes it around the mountain.
So the HT drivers, both Holden Rocket and Clyde Killer from the V8X series. Plenty of experience, but Holden Rocket coming from Mercedes.
Bit of a change.
And Clay coming from Falcon.
Yeah.
So a bit of a new car to learn, and they seem to have it dialed in quite well.
Yeah, they've seemed to work it out pretty quickly, and it's definitely very consistent and running really well.
I can't see any devices from the handling, just running on board now. Okay, seems to be quite straight, carrying good speed. And HRT Commodore probably decided across the top of the mountain.
Yeah. So the team's had a lot of wins around here, and fans will be very happy to see him come flying past.
A little bit offline on the approach.
Yeah, a little bit offline there.
Carried a lot of speed in the misses though, but covered good. Probably cost a few tenths there, but nothing serious to worry about. Very shallow line into the elbow there. The car's rotating nicely, so still good speed under contact.
Yeah, he got a good exit on him out of there. Yeah, I think that might be his style.
Okay, so everyone should be good to the flag from here, the fuel. So, but 7 is a fair break out in front, so you don't want to conserve properly now. And just make sure.
He's got quite a buffer. I think it's some 40 seconds or more on the field, so I think he definitely can probably just relax a little bit.
So we want to keep that car straight, and also got to watch out. I mean, the traffic today has been absolutely excellent. Can't state highly enough how people have made it very, very easy for the leaders to come past. In some cases, probably too easy for the leaders to come past. They've had it a little bit too relaxed sometimes.
Yeah, but, they probably can fight a little bit more and don't have to make it super, super easy.
But yeah, good to see. So, no incidents to affect the overall battle, which has been great.
And look, we have 6 laps to go, and Semper is on the back of Bangers, so he'll be looking to get around very quickly. But man, that's some ground he's making.
Yes, he's certainly gone through quickly. Actually, looking back at time machines, Semper's done 2:04.6.
Oh, that is an amazing time. In fact, looking at the records here, that seems to be the fastest time.
There's been contact throughout the chase. Semper setting a late move down the inside, and Banger's just clipping the rear quarter, which has put him off. But,
well, that's on again. Continuing. I think he's got it.
Yeah. He's carrying the speed through there, so it should put Semper
Wow.
position clearly.
That was a close moment.
That 2:04.6, did you say it was the...
It seems to be the fastest time ever, yes, in this class. That's in a very impressive way.
Wow. So Semper's not leaving anything on the table there. So last minute charge, I think
he really wants that podium.
Yeah. He's going for the leader or second place, and I think he's willing to risk it.
And there we are. We were with the leader there. He's taking it nice and easy out in front, and here we are with Holdenrock, who is obviously trying to push as hard as he can to keep in front of Semper.
Yes, and we've heard from the HRT pits that they also need Holden Rocket to save fuel. So if having Semper closing down on you lap after lap, flying through the fuel, wasn't challenge enough, they've thrown that into the mix as well.
That'll make it a very eventful last few laps for him, I think. Here we are with Wholesome and the Riven Paddle Commodore, and he's been having a good race and very consistent. Started out in 7th.
Yes,
started out in 6th. Sorry,
6th place. Started Stint. Well, and yeah, Wholesome had taken over the car at about halfway from Bacon. He's the admin behind Group B Racing. He was quite happy speaking to Bacon after he got out of the car, who had brought it back in a solid position and kept it consistent, kept it off the walls.
Yeah, having a good clean run.
Okay, only a few laps to the end now. 4 in this one, and Semper closing second place.
You can just see him up there in the distance. Yeah, he's rapidly closing down on second.
I have to love the turnout, the Extreme Lizard Motorsports livery there, harking back to the Gibson Motorsport missions that were so successful, infamously successful here in Manhattan.
That's right. That looks very good. And you're catching glimpses now in the background there of Semper, so Holden Rocket will be very aware that he's there, trying his best to save fuel and keep the car straight.
It's hard to say at this point. I don't want to put the commentator curse on it, but no safety cars for over 500 kilometres. Semper probably would have liked one a bit earlier. But,
he would have been praying for one, I think, and he's done a very good job still all the same.
Yes, he's made up about 30 seconds on the overall race lead while overtaking people, so it's an impressive drive.
It's impressive.
But tough call whether the HRT boys would be interested in the safety car.
No, I think they like that gap.
They'd like the lead, but they'd like the fuel.
True, yes. I think they'd rather that gap more at the moment. Here we are on board with the leader and making his way around the track for the last time. He's had a very good race. The team's done amazingly well. And I'll be very happy with this, I'd imagine.
Yes. See Sipheren driving the middle stints in this car. 7 dovetailing the effort, and it's floated around the top 5 and kept clean, and I guess that's what we need to do here. So nice and steady on the last lap, and you're probably hearing every creak and rattle and worried about the car having some kind of problem as you do. But there he is across the line. So well done to 7 Esports.
Very good win, yep. Very, very cool. And now we'll wait for Holden Rock and Semper and see what that ends up being.
Semper's getting very close, so it's going to be exciting to see who comes across the line first. And only be moments away.
Oh, there he is. Oh, he's going slow.
Oh, Semper right on his tail.
I think the word is that Holden Rock actually ran out and right on the line there. But all that matters now is it's well done to 7 Esports, SevenSidedDie and Sipheren. That's a wonderful run.
Yeah, it's a great result there. 1,000 kilometres covered and no major incidents. And then Holden Rocket, Clay the Killer, second place in the HRT Commodore, and Sepper and Woody Lizard rounding out the podium in Extreme Lizard Motorsports. And thanks for joining us here today. I certainly enjoyed that, and I'm sure you did too.
It was a wonderful race, and yeah, we'll look again for next year to run it all again.